Hello and welcome to BFS Wargaming. So we're here to talk to Mr. Wybrow, Tom Wybrow. So from SLY Hammer.
SLY Hammer, that's it.
Instagram.
Yeah, SLY Hammer.
And so Tom has a lot of experience with chaos and competitive chaos and combos and all those sorts of things. So with the Faith and Fury coming out, wanted to talk about some of the things that you can do with the new warlord traits, relics, stratagems, that sort of thing, some of the combos you can do and all that type.
There's some really good combos in there, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
It's a good book.
So I think if we, so obviously we're going to be talking about Faith and Fury. Just before we go into the chaos, I'm just going to touch on the fact that obviously the Astarte's got some new, Adept Astarte got some new stuff in terms of they got some chapter-specific litanies. I'm sure you would have seen this because it's been reviewed and stuff like that in terms of what they are. As a White Scars player, though, I do really like the White Scars one because it's re-roll all wound rolls within 6 inches of melee.
That's really good, actually, because obviously Imperium, that's one, well, they get re-rolls in everything anyway, but regards to wound rolls, it's quite limited, especially as Guilliman. You know, he's down to a re-roll of just ones now, isn't he?
Yeah, so it's really strong. I mean, obviously, it's really good. It's only obviously got the 6 inch bubble, and you are having to get your chaplain into that danger zone. But it is
situational, because obviously as well, you got to do it at the start of the turn, haven't you?
Yeah,
start of the battle round.
Yeah, that's right. So you need to know your sort of where you're going with it, and you've got to have the plan, and but yeah, so I think that is the best one. I think the Imperial Fists is really nice as well. They now get to Overwatch on a 5+.
I quite like the Salamanders one, to be honest. I know it's 6 inch heroic intervention.
Yeah.
Sorry, within 6 inches can form heroic intervention. That could be. You know,
actually, yeah, that could be really good.
Little certain plays and stuff like that, but it's all to do with positioning really with that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think because you're putting it on a friendly Salamander's unit. Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously within 6 inches can perform heroic interventions.
Oh, so if they're within 6 inches of the chaplain, yeah. So then any Salamander's unit that's within 6 inches of that chaplain can perform a heroic intervention. That's actually pretty strong.
Yeah, like aggressors as well. Obviously, aggressors are good for them with the flamers.
Yeah.
Obviously they want to get close.
Centurions.
Yeah.
No, that's really, really nice. But yeah, just sort of just wanted to sort of talk about that. Obviously, we know it's more rules for Space Marines, which everyone will say they don't need more rules, which I'm sure at the moment they don't. But I think having seen I wanted to actually address a video I'd done recently on Space Marines and talk about the fact that now I've seen the Sisters Codex and how much stuff the Sisters of Battle or Adeptus Sororitas have got in their codex is very much on the Space Marine level.
It is, but it's the fact is to me, the Sisters haven't got the survivability that the Marines have got.
No, but they have got stuff in there to help their survivability. Like they've got, you can now take a Warlord trait to get +1 to your invuln. So you get a 5+ invuln instead of 6 invuln. And so you can have that on Celestine, who has that ability anyway, and then on a Canoness. And so you've got 2 bubbles there on your vehicles that give you a better invuln, which a 5+ invuln's nice. And if you think them, is it the Executioners? You know, the ones that fire.
Yeah, it looks like
got the
church.
Yeah. They're T8 with a 5+ invuln. That's nice, you know.
They're reasonable. It's good. Yeah.
And plus now they're putting out 3D3 shots instead of D6, which is really good.
Strength 8. That's much better.
Yeah, so I think that's really nice. And then they've got some things in there which you've got like ignore -1 AP, 6 up feel no pain, and you've got sort of like almost like doctrines but different rules depending on what. You've got one where you can, if you die, you can on a 5+ you can shoot before you remove the model. Yeah. So there's a lot of things.
For the Imperium then.
Yeah, more stuff for the Imperium. Yeah. So, but what I think is when I looked at the Codex and saw what it could do, I thought it is very much on that level of Space Marines. So I'm hoping as they bring out codexes, every faction is going to be brought up to that level. And I thought that Psychic Awakening was maybe going to bring them up to that level, but I don't think that's what Cycling Awakening. A Cycling Awakening is just giving you a few extra rules, a few extra things in your toolbox, if you like. Yeah. Whereas I think every faction is gonna have to wait for their codex to get to Space Marine level.
I agree. I agree and I disagree, because obviously I still feel they do need. It is still very strong, obviously, but yeah, but I do think this is a good book, and I do think there's some flavour to this book as well. It gives it.
Yeah, this is definitely not going to bring Chaos up to Space Marine level.
No.
But,
it's definitely. I'm pleased with it. So.
Hey.
I'm pleased with it. There's some strong combos, really good stuff.
Yeah. So if we kick off, where do you want to start? Because you're.
Don't want to. We'll skip over the Black Templar stuff.
Yeah, we're not going to go for Black Templar stuff.
We'll just go straight to Chaos, and we'll just go obviously straight to the front of the book with the Chaos stuff. So start with the demon weapons.
Yeah. There's nothing else. They've obviously got Hateful Assault, Malicious Bodies.
So I'll go over all that quick. So obviously we got Hateful Assault, which obviously we had anyway but it's just clarified in the book, which is nice because it does obviously apply to everything. And with Chaos, the amount of extra attacks is nice because we've got so many good combat characters and so many good combat units. So it just takes it up, to that next level. Like Possessed, for example, they're D3, but it's D3 +1 now. So it's just giving us that little bit more reliability. Yeah. But apart from that, there's nothing that's changed. Apart from I think the way you take these detachments, they have to be, so it has to be a pure detachment to unlock the stratagems. So
is that correct?
Yeah, so whereas before, you could have a Heretic Astartes detachment taken from the Codex, from the Codex 2.0, and you still get access to the stratagems.
Yeah.
Now you have to be, for example, Night Lords to get access to the stratagems.
Yeah, so you have to have a pure Night Lords detachment.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, that's quite, it's sort of, that's quite good in a way, because it should be a Night Lords detachment to get the Night Lords stratagems. Do you know what I mean? It should be a pure Night Lords. Yeah, so that's cool. So we're going to jump into the demon weapons?
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so obviously a lot of people have seen a lot of these anyway now. The book's it's out and stuff, but it's just little ideas that I had and weapons that I personally think are strong and weapons that I don't think are strong. So I'll start off with the top one. Obviously, this is each model, and it's basically replaces a power sword or a Hellforge sword. And the trick to it is you can't take an invulnerable save. It's nice, but it's very situational. And in Space Marine meta, actually a lot of stuff is not going around with an invuln. It's more 2-up saves.
Yeah. Although,
captains and that.
If you stick it into a Riptide with a 3-up invuln or something like that, do you know what I mean? Ignore that invuln, that's pretty big. Mind you, it'd probably just get passed off onto drones anyway.
That's not what I would take, to be honest. It's good, and it's still ignoring the invulnerable. It's -8/3, and it gives them, if you're hitting something with 2-up save, you're only hitting you need a 5-up, don't you? And it's still got that chance. So I wouldn't.
True. So if you were hitting like a Terminator, because unless it's a really high strength model, it's only strength user, so you're not going to be killing knights with it, are you? And not that knights would have an invuln, but like it's more probably like a character killer, because characters have invulns mostly.
Yeah. The problem is with Chaos, because we're limited to 3 relics. We're not like Space Marines where you can spend CP for days on relics. You can only have 3.
I didn't realise that.
You have the free one you get, so you take your Warlord and you take the free one.
Yeah.
And then in the stratagem, you pay a CP for 1 more, and then free CP for 2. So
wow.
Free. So if you had a Thousand Suns detachment or something as well, I think you could take a relic that way from their book.
Right.
But out of this book, you can only take a maximum of 3.
Oh,
which
wow.
is still, it's not like, Space Marines, you can...
Yeah, you can just take 5 if you want. You spend 5 CP, but it's 4 CP because you get 1 for free.
Yeah. So the next one I'm going to go into is the talents. This I like these. They basically they replace lightning claws or malefic talons.
Yeah, this is for Slaanesh.
Yeah, for the Slaanesh model only for lightning claws. So obviously you're getting D6 up to D6 extra attacks, which is nice, but you're re-rolling to. So I'm looking at this on a Prince or something like that, and with I forget what they're called now. Oh god.
The Malefic Talons.
No, Flawless Host. Do you know Flawless
Oh,
Host?
yes.
Like something like Flawless Host Prince or something like that. With that combo, and with
Is it because they get Death to the False Emperor?
so they get the False Emperor on a normal, on a 6-up.
Yeah.
But you get Death to the False Emperor against anyone.
Yeah.
So they get it twice. So, for example, if you're hitting an Imperium unit, you get it on a 6, and you get another one on a 6 as well.
Oh, wow.
But their Warlord trait is also, it gives you 3 Death to the False Emperors for every one.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
so
that's
example, you
crazy.
Roll a 6, you get 3 additional.
Yeah.
By prescience and that. So you're having a Demon Prince with like 20 attacks with these claws. Easy.
And the reroll wounds, did you say it was as well?
Yeah, reroll wounds, which is massive on a Prince, because the amount of times I've used a Prince and had a load of Talons, and say you need a 3 or 4 to wound, it's only strength 7. You
strength, strength 6, isn't it?
Strength 7, I think, strength user. So the strength 7 base.
Oh yeah, strength 7, toughness 6. Yeah.
So you obviously reroll into wound. It's really nice. I like that. Obviously, with combo with other stratagems in the book later on, which I'll point out when we get there, that makes it really strong.
Nice.
Another one I like is Zale the Wrathful, which is a Khorne model only. Basically, it's a Power Sword or Hellforged Sword replacement.
Yep.
Obviously, the trick to this one is you roll the d6, and whatever you get is plus to the strength. But it is AP -5 and 2 damage. So
yeah, again on a Demon Prince or something like that, or
on a Demon Prince it'd be strength 7.
So you're gonna be at least strength 9 because it goes off on a 2. So you'll be a minimum of strength 9.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously on a core model, because you get to fight twice with a core model.
Yeah.
Because you got the stratagem to fight twice. Obviously, AP5 is massive in there, because I've seen there's a lot of Centurions about, Marines, with 2-up saves and stuff like that.
Yeah.
With the powers they can give to increase the armor saves and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's a nice one, but
yeah, that's really nice. And also, if you stuck it on even if you stuck it on a model with a power sword, you're going up to strength 6 minimum. If you're taking out, like we say, Centurions or stuff like that, that's really, really good for it.
Yeah, because Chaos have always got ways as well. I don't really look at the strength too much, because we've got so many different ways that, like, we've got Diabolic Strength, for example, which is +2 strength, +1 attack, psychic power. It's only a casting value of 6, and it's quite easy to get off.
Yeah. And then you've got veterans.
Yeah, veterans as well. So the strength, sometimes I'd rather look at the profile of the weapon than the strength.
Yeah. And also, you find as well, there's a lot of things in the game, like, for instance, knights, who have invons against ranged weapons, but they don't against melee weapons. So that -5 is really, really nice, because, say if you were putting it on a Demon Prince going up against a knight, you're getting strength 9 against a knight. It's going straight through the armor save,
It's strong.
Yeah, fighting twice. That's it's nice.
Yeah, that's some pay. But the thing is, later on, there's ways to improve the damage. There's a couple of stratagems I think there's at least one stratagem I've noticed who you can up the damage.
Nice.
So, and the next one, obviously, I'm not going to go over everything in the book. I'm just going to go over these 5 key demon weapons, because they are new and they're quite fun.
Yeah, definitely.
So the next one is a Nurgle model with Power Fist only. The relic replaces a Power Fist, obviously, and the trick to it is it's -1 to hit, but it always wounds on a 2. So
Which is really nice.
But the only thing I don't like about it is it eats into your Death to the False Emperor, because you're subtracting 1 from the hit roll.
Okay, yeah.
Because Death to the False Emperor works both ways. It's the same as if you get prescience off, you get it on a 5, but if you're -1 to hit, you don't get it.
Yeah.
And that's big for us. We want Death to the False Emperor as much as you can, really.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think, I suppose if you put prescience on him, he is still getting it, but he's not getting it on 5s. So
back on 6s again.
Yeah. So I think wounding on 2s against anything in the game is huge, because it's not even like against anything but vehicles. It's just everything it wounds on 2s.
It's really strong, and it's flat free. I love flat free damage. Anything that's flat, I'd rather have 2 damage than D3.
Yeah.
Because because I know what I can charge, I know what I can reliably kill.
Oh yeah, 100%. Because there's nothing worse than thinking you're going to kill something with how much damage you think you're going to roll, and then you roll say 4d3 and they're all ones. You know, and you should have you should have done double the amount of damage statistically or whatever. You know.
When you're doing it competitively, you want to know what you can charge and accurately kill before you even commit to it.
Yes.
You don't want to go, oh, I've got 5d3s I could get through, and then roll 5 1s, because it happens, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, it does. And sometimes, Tom, when you really need a 4-inch charge and you roll a double 1, and then you re-roll it, both dice.
Yeah, I've been there.
Okay, so I really like that. But one thing to mention is you can't take that on a Death Guard.
No, so I was going to say about this anyway. So it's just specifically, I've seen this on Facebook, a few people talking about this, but it specifically says at the top of the page, these are artifacts of chaos presented in this publication, taken as artifacts of chaos presented in this publication or in the Codex Chaos Space Marine. So basically, to me, that means that replaces a relic from Chaos Space Marines.
Yeah, and it says if your army is led by a Chaos Space Marine Warlord, you can give the Artifacts of Chaos a Chaos Space Marine character model from your army instead of the Artifacts of Chaos presented in the publication or in Codex Chaos Space Marines.
And like Araman's not a Chaos Space Marine Warlord; he's a Thousand Suns. So
yes, I do think it's a shame in terms of like for that noble weapon. I think that because Death Guard have, like, for instance, a Chaos Lord who doesn't. He doesn't get disgustingly resilient. He's not T5. Do you know what I mean? He's not really a Death Guard Chaos Lord. He's actually a Chaos Space Marine Chaos Lord, but he's still not allowed to use it, which I think's a little bit sad, because I think if he's not getting the buffs from that, he should then be able to at least have some of the weapons from the Heretic Astartes Codex. But
I can see why they've done it though, because I'm hoping, I reckon they'll get their own books.
Oh yeah, I mean, to be honest, Death Guard might get that exact same demon weapon. You never know. The Black Axe.
Well, the Black Axe, I don't know, to be honest. I'm struggling to find ideas with this one. This is unmodified. I know it's on a 4+. It inflicts 1 mortal wound.
Yeah.
But for me, you want to go for something that's got a massive amount of attacks. So you want more attacks. It's not so much strength.
There is ways. So, for instance, if you were to put that Black Axe, what does it replace? Power Axe, Force Axe, or Demonic Axe? If you were to put that on something that had like the Flawless Host, where you were getting a lot of extra attacks and that sort of thing, where if you could find a way to build up the attacks, so then wound rolls of 4, if you could reliably do 6, 7, 8 mortal wounds.
Yeah, so the best, I mean, you could take that Black Legion, I think, because Black Legion could take these, and then the Warlord trait Abaddon has, so it gives Death to the Fault Semper on a 5+.
Yeah.
Naturally, and then Prescience 4+, and I'm sure there's a prayer for +1 to hit, so you're getting Death to the Fault Semper on a 3+.
Oh wow.
So you combine that with something that's got a lot of attacks, you could reliably get off the top of my head, probably about, on a Lord, probably about 10, 11 attacks. So
yeah, so then with your wound rolling, maybe in 4-up wound rolls, then you'd probably be getting half that, so maybe 5 mortal wounds. So yeah, is it worth it?
No.
Probably not.
It's a lot too much mixed in one basket.
Yeah, it's a lot of effort just to make that work, I feel.
Yeah.
Because, and also, what is a bit upsetting is the actual profile of the weapon is horrendous. It's strength user, 0 AP, 1 damage, and it's just like, at least give it some AP. You know what I mean?
Even if it was just D3 damage with no AP and it said in addition.
Yeah.
Obviously, it does say in addition anyway.
It does say in addition, yeah. But
1 damage, no AP is just pointless.
Yeah, it just makes it like I'd be very surprised if anyone takes that in anything other than a really narrative game.
Someone will come up with some crazy build for it, maybe, but that's another one for me that I wouldn't spend a relic slot on.
So, should we move on to the word bearers?
Yeah. So
if we talk about the word bearers in terms of, I mean, you're pretty good when you're talking about chaos and stuff. We'll talk about the sort of builds you could do in terms of not a full list, but the sort of builds you could do to make some of these things work.
Yeah. No, so word bearers, to me, these scream every single one of these little buffs in here for every single legion. I don't think they're strong enough to solo it. So, for example, you couldn't take 2,000 points of word bearers. I think the way they've given this to us is to have, say, 1,000 points of word bearers and 1,000 points of night lords. There's not enough in here strong to take 2,000 points on their own. That's how I feel.
Yeah, especially on a competitive level.
Yeah, that's on a competitive level. Yeah, definitely. But world bearers scream to me, to be honest, possessed. Obviously, there's so much potential for possessed here. I've been saying to you for months about possessed, haven't I?
Yeah.
But there's just so much abilities you can do here, especially with the possessed formation from Vigilus Ablaze. So I'll start off with, I'm just going to go over a Warlord trait. Obviously, the Warlord gains the possessed and demon keyword. So it's exalted possession.
Yeah.
And if they don't already have it, they add 1 to the strength, 1 to attack's characteristic, and add 1 to the Warlord's move characteristic. So that's like amazing in itself.
Where's that one?
Sorry, number 2, exalted possession.
Oh, yes.
Warlord traits.
Oh, yeah, they gain the possessed. Yeah.
So having the possessed and the demon keyword, like
It's
say
huge.
on a sword, is massive because it opens up all your buffs from your Chaos Demons book.
Yeah.
So, for example, like Boon of Change would work on him now, which is psychic power. I think it goes off on a 7 as each psychic power, and you roll a d3 and you get +1 extra attack, +1 toughness.
Because am I right in thinking that you can't put a stratagem on you can't use a demon codex stratagem on a non-demon codex demon?
Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah, so but you can use the powers and that sort of thing and the buffs from the characters because it's got the demon keyword. Yeah.
So, for example, like the Herald of Nurgle, he'll buff. For example, he would buff this dude because if he had the same Nurgle keyword, because he's a Nurgle demon, but stratagems don't affect him.
Yes. Okay, great. Yeah, so then there's, like you're saying, there's a lot of buffs you can then put on them because of that.
Yeah. Obviously, you could. What I'm looking at, you could have like with the stratagems. When we get to the stratagems, just remember that one, exalted possession. To be honest, the rest are okay at best.
Yeah, I mean, you get there's like the D3 command points, which is all right. And it's that one that's been in a lot of codexes. You roll for D3 command points, you get a free basically reroll for that Warlord. Add 1 to the attacks characteristics for friendly word bearer demon units. Could be quite nice if you were taking possess a big, if you had, for instance, 2 Warlord traits. One was exalted possession, and then you had another Warlord with Master of the Union.
Chaos, we can't have 2 Warlord traits.
No way, really? There's no way.
So you can have one from Vigilus. You can take the formation one.
Okay.
It's so precious a Warlord trait to Chaos, so you need to take something that's either really good or something that someone you don't want to give Warlord up easy.
No.
We're not like Imperium where you can just have 5 Warlord traits.
Just spam Warlord traits, yeah.
Alpha Legion, I think they're the ones that can.
Yeah. Oh, can they get another one? Can they?
Yeah, they can get another one, but I think it's Alpha Legion.
We'll come on.
We'll come on to that. But yeah, so that's the key one for me on there.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else really worth going over. So, stratagems or relics first, Tom?
Stratagems, mate. Do stratagem.
What we got?
So, to me, it gives up a lot of hitting power, but we've got lots of tricks here. So lots of summoning and stuff like that. So I'll go over Dark Pact.
Yep.
So this is another summoning one. When making a summoning roll, you can attempt to re-roll the dice for this character or not suffer any mortal wounds for the rolling doubles or triples. That's nice because obviously with word bearers, there's so many ways, so many things you can do to summon and buff demons.
Yep.
And you're going to need demons to rely on demons for the buffs as well. But for me, to be honest, Pat, is the number one stratagem that stands out is, just trying to find it now, hang on. Oh, here you go. So, Revered Hosts.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Use stratagem in the fight phase when a World Bearer possessed unit or World Bearer's greater possessed unit from your army is chosen to fight with. Till the end of the phase, add 1 to the damage. That is massive.
Yeah, yeah.
Really
so what
good.
is the possessed natural? What's their weapon or melee weapon?
So the melee weapon's damage 1.
Okay.
It's strength 5, and I think it's -2 AP.
Okay, so that's really nice. Strength 5 -2, then it'll be damage 2.
Yeah, so I'll just go over some ideas you could do with this. So we've always been able to get loads of attacks with possessed, but the damage has always been mediocre. So your damage 1, for example, you've never been able to get buster damage very easily. So with the Vigilus formation, you pay a CP and possessed on an unmodified wound of a 6, do a mortal wound, and they get an extra attack. But it's unmodified, remember that. So
Yeah.
you're getting D3 +1 for that. Then Hateful Assault, so that's 5 attacks. Up to 5 attacks.
Yeah.
And you obviously double damage, so the double, so you're doing 2 damage a time, and they can be buffed by whatever, for example, because they're a demon possessed as well. So say they're Nurgle, you can stick Virulent Blessing on them as well, and Veterans of the Long War. So all of a sudden you're doing 3 damage on 5s.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
nasty.
that's nice. And you can take possessed in blobs of 20.
Yeah, 20-round blobs. The only thing that puts me off with the possessed is that's a good idea. And then you take the Nurgle trees, you give them the marker Nurgle, so you'd have 2 blobs of possessed, and then you're advancing because of the tree, because they're a Nurgle demon that lets you charge in advance.
Ah, yes. Nice. That's really nice.
So obviously, because you've got warp and they're Heretic Astartes still, so you could warp time them. So they're moving twice, advancing twice, and still charging.
Oh wow. So you're getting them anywhere on the board, really.
Yeah. So they're base 7-inch move, 14, 2d6, and then charging as well.
Yeah, that's really, really nice.
That is.
So you're probably on average, say, so 14. You're probably getting a 20-inch move on average with the advance plus the then charge.
Yeah. The
Really?
only problem with that though is it put me off it recently. So I bought all the models. I've got them all built. Is obviously the Thunderfire cannon really does mess that up.
But don't possess fly.
No, they move 7 and they're ground unit.
Oh, I thought they had the fly keyword. I don't know why.
You know the stratagem they have. They're obviously I forget what it's called now. What's it called, Pat? The stratagem.
For the Thunderfire, suppressing fire.
So if you've got 2 blobs of possessed, he could, if you go in second, he could slow both of them down, and you're in trouble then.
Yeah, because if he's half in the move, so you're moving, even if you're moving twice, you're doing an 8-inch move plus 2d6. No, plus half that 2d6. So you're probably getting more like a 12-inch move with that tree.
Yeah. So maybe 4 squads of 10 if you was willing to try it. That's what I would try because you couldn't slow them all down.
Yeah. And still, 10 possessed at, say, even 4 attacks, doing double damage, that's still,
Yeah.
That's
still
a lot of output.
That is. And because they're 2 wounds, and because with the Nurgle tree, they're on a 1-up save because they're +2 to their armor save.
Ah, okay.
So obviously you've got a bit of survivability. For example, Marines that are AP2, you're still on a 3-up save.
Yeah, that's nice.
So there's builds there. There's stuff to be done, but having the extra damage is really strong.
And so you're saying, like, if you were going to run, for instance, this sort of possessed word bearers detachment, you'd then have another detachment of, like, say, Night Lords or something to sort of to go with it because of you don't feel like it would be good enough on its own.
There's a lot of points to sink. There's a lot of points to sink into something, but you want some sort of back. You need some shooting, don't you? You need some strong shooting. We'll get to that because there's plenty of good builds for things.
Good. Is there any artifacts?
Just want to say with that stratagem, just quickly, that stratagem with like a Smash Lord or like a Smash Prince, because I was telling you about the Talons, they're damage 2. Obviously, if you're giving your Warlord to possess keyword, you could use that on it and there'd be 3 damage on the Talons.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Or a Thunder Hammer damage 4, because you could make your Warlord to possess keyword as well and use it on that. So
Yeah, that's really, really good. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Nice.
Artifacts. Yeah, so this is another one, the Ashen Axe. I did like this. I just went straight to this one, to be honest. There is some other good ones in here. Improve the Invon to +1, which is nice. But this one, I really like this one. So it's only strength +1, AP2 3 damage, D3 damage. But for me, this is really strong. Enemy units can't fall back, basically, unless they're a vehicle or Titanic. Yeah.
So what's this? Enemy units within monetary model this right? Oh, so you don't even have to roll for it.
No, it just locks you. So it's even better than the contorted epitome.
And better than the snatch captain, the smash captain, which you can stop them moving, or the witches get a roll off. All of them get a roll off. This is just, no, you can't move.
Yeah. So bear in mind, you've only got a lot of Lord, so it's quite small. So you're not going to lock a lot up, but you could lock 1 or 2 key units into combat if you positioned yourself right.
Yeah, it's really nice. And, at the end of the day, we don't know, I'm assuming at some point we're going to get a new Chaos Space Marine Codex. You don't know what's going to come in there in terms of, if they are going to do something similar to the Space Marine Codex, you could then, you might be able to put that on a sergeant. Like, I'm just riffing here, but like, because, you can put stuff on sergeants for Space Marines. Imagine putting that on a Berserker.
Sergeant. Oh, man, that'd be good. That would be good.
And then you're holding them in. Obviously, this is just absolute fantasy, but something.
Yeah. To be honest, mate, that's a good one, and that's probably going to make its way into a test list of mine, definitely, because I like to be able to think of that. Yeah,
I think especially now with the output of shooting of Space Marines and some of the other things like Tau, I mean, you'd be able to lock Tau suits down with that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, we've got some more for that later on. There's some Tau players will fear this book. I guarantee it. There's some strong counters to Tau in here.
Really, really good. Okay, so we're going to move on?
Yeah, go on, yeah.
You sure you don't want to spend some time on the name generator?
No, not where the Legion trait should have been. That's what I think.
Okay.
Powers. So Night Lord, this is where it's all about, to be honest.
Yeah, it's just a shame. It's just a shame how bad their chapter tactic is.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah.
-1 leadership.
There's some good stuff in here. So you want to be honest, Warlord traits. There's nothing in here that's like I'd class as like 10 out of 10 must take for a Warlord trait. There's add D3 to the attacks is a nice one when it performs a heroic intervention. So Killing Fury, number 4.
Oh yes.
And there's some other good ones, but there's nothing here I think, wow, I'm going to commit that to be my Warlord.
Yeah, which is, I suppose, a good thing in terms of, say, for instance, you were doing a word bearers and Night Lords detached army. You could then think, okay, I'm going to put, because you only get that one Warlord trait, I'm going to put that Warlord trait because it's better on the word bearers, and then the Night Lords I'm using more for the stratagems and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so we won't spend too much time on the Warlord traits.
No, I'm just looking at it from competitive point of view, to be honest.
Yeah, of course, that's what we're talking about.
There's some good ones in here. Don't get me wrong, they're all better than a lot of these are better than the generic Chaos Space Marine Warlord traits.
Yeah.
A lot of like add D3 attacks is really good still on a Smash Lord.
I mean, at the end of the day, this video is based on combos, competitive combos. This is what we're talking about, is things that other people may not see because you are so Chaos combo focused and all the things you can do. This is what I wanted you on here to tell people about, all of the things they might, because we can all just say, oh yeah, adding D3 to your attacks is awesome, but what can we do with that? That's what I want you to sort of tell.
And the Night Lords, the way this Night Lords is sort of like an ambush, sort of like Cult, sort of like Gene Stealer Cult, and you sort of actually don't want to kill your opponent as much with Night Lords because it's all about there's some tricks and stuff that are locking people in combat and stuff like that. So for me, I wouldn't take the D3 attacks, but we'll go over to the stratagems anyway because they're all good.
Yep.
So this one's really good. So use in Midnight Cloud at the top.
Yep.
There's just -1 to hit, but it's when you're being targeted from a shooting attack. So for me, this is the time I would use it when you're about to get Auspex scans.
Ah, yeah. Auspex scan is a -1 to your hit, so you'd be hitting on 4s if and then with that you'd then be hitting on 5s.
Yeah, because obviously this whole Night Lord thing evolves around getting into combat from deep strike, pretty much, just geared towards,
Yeah.
striking and charging. And for me, that's when, obviously, you use it whenever.
Which is what it should be, shouldn't it? It's, that's what Night Lord's all about.
But that you want to get, say you've got 10 warp talents, we'll get to them in a minute, coming down, and that would be the time to use it. Hoping to.
And having said that, this is one thing I really do like about what they've done in Psychic Awakening with these. That they have done a mini thing of what they've done to Space Marines and given each legion flavor and how they should be played. I mean, this is how they should be played. This is how they want you to play in a certain way, and they're pushing you towards that. And I really like it. It's not just generic different color Space Marines and Chaos Space Marines.
Every single one of these, it plays to their fluff as well, and they're strong. So that's what makes it fun. Being a Chaos player, it does make it really fun. You're still going to be the underdog. We accept that, but there is some really, really nice flavour of stratagems in here, and they're strong as well. So box. This is one of the stratagems of the book for me. So obviously, basically, it turns off your opponent's aura. Use a stratagem at the end of your movement phase. Select one enemy unit within 18 of the Night Lord unit from your army. At the start of your next movement phase, enemy units cannot be affected by selected unit's aura ability. I mean, that is massive.
Yeah.
That is strong.
Enemy units cannot be affected by any of the selected units' aura abilities. Yeah, that is strong. But it's not that strong though, is it? Like, because when I first read that, I thought you could, for instance, turn off like an infiltrator's 12-inch bubble.
I think you still can, but this is what I was getting to. So you can turn off like Phobos armor.
Yeah.
Surely that will still turn that off because it is still an aura.
No, I think because it says use a stratagem, select one enemy unit within 8 inches of Night Lords from your army. Until the start of your next movement phase, enemy units cannot be affected by any of the selected units or abilities.
So I would argue you could, but...
Oh, yeah, maybe that is, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, I haven't read the wording on Phobos armor, but
I think
it's an aura ability.
Yeah, we'd have to... because it's saying like it's almost other enemy units can't be affected by it. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like... So you still can be affected by it. It's the enemy units, your enemy units that can't be affected by it. So I don't think you can.
Yeah. So I know you say it's not as strong, but it depends what you've got on your list. So this is how I look at it. So I Vox screen and say you've got your 2 repulsors sitting there, and you've got your Chapter Master sitting there for the re-rolls, and I've got Mortarion coming towards you, and I turn off your re-roll aura, and he's -1 to hit as well. All of a sudden you're hitting on 4s, not re-rolling. That's a big difference.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, and for instance, if that captain has I don't know, I don't think it's Nora anymore, but when like the -1 damage, I don't think it's Nora because you're selecting a unit, but something like that is also another aura. You could be turning off 2 auras.
Yeah, exactly, because some people have re-rolls, like Gilliman, for example. He has a re-rolls hit and re-roll to wound, and of 1s, and then obviously whatever other auras he has as well, because he's got +1 advance and charge. You're turning the whole lot off for 2 CP. It is good. I think
no, you're right. It is good. It's just not as strong if you can't use it on. It would be really amazing if you could have used it on the infiltrator thing.
Yeah, so I mean, to be honest, I'd have to look into that more, but I'm still happy with that one.
Yeah.
So I've got hit and run, so I'm going to skip Prey on the week. Hit and run. So obviously just charge and fall back. That's another good one. That's
really nice. I really like it with my White Scars. Yeah, I really like it with my White Scars. Just fall back, recharge.
Yeah. So because obviously we've got this one as well. We have come for you. So use this stratagem on your opponent's movement phase. Select one Night Lord unit from your army. That vehicle, that is not a vehicle until the start of next turn. Enemy units within 1 cannot fall back. That is really
unless they are a vehicle or Titanic.
Yeah, vehicle or Titanic.
Yeah, which again is another really, really nice one. Stopping people falling back is huge in the game, I think, at the moment.
Yeah, massively. Combine that, obviously, if you've got that and the axe from the
Word Bearers.
Yes, you've got 2 abilities to stop people falling back. That's really strong. But the only problem is you are locking them in with, for example, Warp Talons, and they're not that survivable. So, but if it shuts up some shooting for a turn,
Yeah, I mean, if you say, for instance, I don't know, you were putting him into something like Devastators with grab. Do you know what I mean? Something that maybe not going to kill you completely back, but has a lot of firepower. You know, something like that.
So, for example, like aggressors. So, say like a big squad of aggressors, you charge them with warp talons, you shut down their Overwatch, you charge them, lock them up, and try and survive. But obviously, you've got to survive to.
Yeah, for it to work. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're going to kill you. So it's situational, but it is good.
But then, for instance, if you had, let's just, say if you were doing it on a unit of Terminators, them Terminators have got a lot more survivability. Say if you were putting Terminators in, do you know what I mean? And then using them to and the Terminators have got a lot more chance of surviving, so you're locking them up.
Yeah, it definitely adds. But the thing is, it's all about the delivery system for these. And the next two stratagems are basically only for jump infantry. So we've got obviously Raptor Strike. It's basically 3d6 charge for 1 CP, but it has to be a Night Lord's jump pack. But that is amazing. Combined
really good.
Combined with Vigilus formation, Raptor host plus 2 to charge. So obviously you take that as your Warlord trait from there, and then
that
charge
has
them
to be that has to be Raptor's jump pack as well.
Jump pack, host Raptorial, that's it. So they're literally Raptor units.
Yeah.
So Terminators, unfortunately, bit of a shame, but.
Yeah. But then still, Terminators with a because that's only 3d6. So you could do Terminators. We'll go on to that later, but you could do Terminators with Emperor's Children. But carry on.
There is. So basically, my idea with this one is obviously you can get 10 warp talons, and it depends how you gear them up. You either gear them up to kill everybody, as in, when I say gear up, I mean what mark to take on them. So if you go Fury of Khorne, so if you have Khorne, you can fight again, and try and buff them up with Veterans of the Long War, and just try and kill as much as you can. Or you can go the other route and make them, for example, Zeech, and try and make them a bit more survivable, so improve their invuln, for example. Or Nurgle, make them -1 to hit, so they not killing quite as much.
Do Warp Talons have an invuln, do they?
Yeah, so Warp Talons are 5-up invuln.
So 4-up invuln, that's nice, yeah.
And they're demon.
Yeah.
So you can stick the buffs on them.
So yeah, I mean that does make them a lot more survivable. If you could, for that holding them in combat, 4-up invuln, hold them in combat, there's a good chance you're going to have a few survive,
Yeah. So obviously you get 31 attacks with 10 Warp Talons. You deep strike them down. You charge 3d6 +2, and you can actually get +4 with the stratagem from the night, because if you're coming out of terrain as well, so +4 with 3d6 charge, and then you get prescience on them, so you're getting Death to the False Emperor on a 5+, and there is another stratagem in here as well, which is another +1 to hit, so you're getting Death to the False Emperor on a 4+, so you're getting about 50 attacks with veterans, re-rolling to wound with lightning claws. So they come in stuff. They come in a lot. But
I mean, that's just volume of attacks, isn't it?
Yeah, Tau ain't going to like any of that, though. No Overwatch.
And also, the Warp Talons will be very survivable against Tau in combat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's one thing that they're not going to like. And they've not got much deep strike denial, have they? I don't think Tau.
No, not really. Not that's run competitively. No.
No, so
there is some suits and stuff which you can deep strike, but you very rarely see it.
Yeah, and also there's the option in this book as well. So obviously good Smash Lords for Night Lords. Have a couple of Smash Lords with hammers or something like that.
Yeah. What's the play them alive?
So that is.
Until your opponent must roll. It's to do with leadership.
The thing is, you don't want your opponent failing morale, though.
No, that is the other thing as well. Yeah, so it's sort of the -1 that the chapter tactic gives you is almost counterintuitive to what you were trying to achieve.
Yes, because you don't want them going. Oh, yeah, I've got one guy left. He's going to fail morale. Damn.
But then is that the whole? If you're definitely wanting to keep them in combat, using that whole, get one in, leave the others out, fight with one.
Fight in and consolidate in, yeah. But that's a guaranteed charge pretty much, unless you've got some sort of deep strike denial. That's guaranteed. So it's all geared up towards deep strike. It's really good. they've got a couple of good relics as well.
Yeah.
They've got, obviously... Have you read these ones, have you?
I haven't read the Night Lords ones, no.
So I like Flayer, which is at the top, which is just places a power sword. But it's 2 damage, -3.
Nice.
And counts, obviously, each model destroyed by this attack counts as 2 for the purposes of morale. Obviously, you stack with the buffs they got from morale as well. And then
you could make a lot of stuff run.
Yeah, obviously combined with everything you've got from the demon books as well, because you've got things of lowering morale in there. The Chaos Knights have got ways of lowering morale.
And to be fair, when you've got stuff like, you know, you see a lot of like units of 10 intercessors, and even if you've got like a unit of 6 centurions, 6 aggressors, if you can then take a couple of them out, that's then going to 4, plus all the other buffs from the minus leadership. You could be at -8 or -7, and then suddenly you're like, oh, hang on, I'm losing definitely another aggressor or centurion, even if I roll a 2. Do you know what I mean? And then, but if I roll a 4, so you're losing a lot of points very, very quickly from them running.
Exactly, massively. But also as well, like you combine things like the demons as well, like because there's loads of ways in the demon book to get minuses to leadership. For example, Be'lakor, he you don't see any play of him much at the moment, but he's -1 leadership as well to anyone near him. Slanesh, I think Slanesh has got psychic power to make him leadership.
Yeah.
So you could be like -8 leadership. It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. And like I say, against stuff like with the amount of big units of centurions, aggressors, if you can get in there and then just kill 1, and then you're making 2 or 3 run, that's just massive. Like losing 2 centurions or 2 aggressors to morale, you'll be gutted, absolutely gutted.
Yeah, definitely. I do agree. Should we go on to be honest, I'm not going to go over all the artifacts, but that's one I like. Should we go on to the next one?
Yeah, yep.
So who's next? I can't remember who's next now.
Alpha Legion.
Oh, yes.
Alpha Legion got some good stuff.
This is the winner of the book, I think, Alpha. I think Night Lords, but there's so many tricks of Alpha Legion in here.
Yeah, when I read through, I really liked Alpha Legion. I love the exploding, because there's a lot of vehicles in the game at the moment, but we'll get to it. But the exploding vehicle one.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's start with Warlord traits.
So for me, where is it? I'm trying to find the name of it now. Where's the one that -1 hit? So
Clandestine.
Yeah, so I really like that one. Resolve an attack made against this Warlord. So bear in mind, Alpha Legion are -1 anyway.
Naturally. Yeah.
-1 from that, so you got a -2 on your Warlord, but you make something like, so your Disco Lords, for example.
Yeah.
They make their -2.
Yeah.
And then you go put a priest with them. So you got chant a prayer for -1, so you got a -3. And then you make it mark a Nurgle, and you put Miasma Pestilence on it, and then you go to -4. So you've got a Disco Lord, that's -4 to shooting, and then you can take it even further. So
when they're within 6 inches of a vehicle, aren't they -1 as well?
Yeah, but you'd lose the -1 for the Alpha Legion anyway.
Oh yeah, of course you would. Yeah.
You'd officially be -4 to hit in combat at that stage, because you've -1 for your Warlord trait, -1 for the Disco's ability, -1 for Miasma, and -1 from the prayer.
Yeah.
So literally, like the Soul Centurion.
Is the prayer definitely just -1? Is it not -1 just for ranged, or?
No, resolve an attack made against you. This Warlord trait. -1
prayer.
Oh, the prayer. I actually don't know, to be honest, but I think.
But still.
I know it's definitely shooting.
But still, yeah, even if it's just shooting, because really, shooting's where you want the most of the minuses, because once the Disco gets in, he's clearing up most things.
Yeah, I mean, yes, definitely. Because obviously you can still take your mark on him and give him his psychic buffs and stuff like that. You're not, this is only a Warlord trait, so there's still, you can take a...
I mean, and that's, -4 is huge. Like, I mean, even -3 is massive, but -4, you're not even hitting with Space Marines, like normal ballistic skill, and they're some of the best shooting in the game.
So I agree. But there's a way to making it even better, because obviously then you build your list around. Okay, well, what about if I make my opponent minuses to hit as well? So you take like the Slanesh psychic power that makes enemy units, the closest enemy unit, -1 to their hit rolls.
Yeah. Symphony of Pain, I think it's called.
Yeah, Symphony of Pain. So all of a sudden you're looking at like -5.
Yeah.
I'd only
That's
take one
crazy.
disco that way. I wouldn't bother any other discos because
No, because you just shoot the other discos.
yeah, you shoot the other disco. Just one disco sitting at the front. You can't kill me.
Yeah.
Running
And
up the ball.
yeah. So, is there any other in here warlord traits that you can see?
No, that's to be. There is some good ones, but that's my go-to one for that sort of thing. But no, that's it for the warlord traits. Obviously, that I want to go over. I mean, everyone's going to have it's in the book anyway and stuff like that. But
of course, yeah.
That's what I would do personally. That's something I'd like to try.
Yeah. There's some some other really nice things, but like you say, we're just talking combos and stuff. We can't go over everything.
Thing is, Alpha Legion, it's one of them. You can spend half an hour just talking about Alpha Legion because everything in it is really good, actually.
Yeah.
So I'm just going over a brief of what I would like to try myself and things that I think that are really strong. So I've gone to stratagems. All their stratagems are good, to be honest.
So where are you starting off?
You got forward operative, just the generic one from the book. You know, it's still a good 3 9-inch move. But this is a standout one for me. So it's conceal. So basically, you can't target. So you can't target a infantry unit. So use this stratagem at the start of your opponent's shooting phase. Select one Alpha League infantry unit from your army. Until the end of that phase, any models can't target it unless it's the closest. So you combine that with a -4 to hit Disco Lord, and you've got 3 obliterators sitting behind them. If you're going second, he'd be -3. You're going to struggle to kill them obliterators.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff you can do with that.
Yeah, no, it's really, really nice. I think, like you're saying with the Disco Lord, and then you just got obliterators that can't be touched.
Yeah, it's massive. I mean, you wouldn't stick it on a blob of 10 cultists unless, you wanted to score a point or something like that. But
yeah.
You're the strongest unit alive.
It's really nice. I really do. I like that forward operatives, and you can just sort of going back to it. You can use it on multiple units. So say if you had, like, especially in something like a Dawn of War deployment, where you're only where you're quite sort of restricted in how far away you can get from your opponent because you've only got that 12-inch depth of your deployment zone. I mean, there's other ones that are obviously closer, but you're moving 9 inches, and then you'll say a Demon Prince or something that's got a 12-inch move. You're getting pretty close. They're not really going to be able to avoid you.
The only problem with it is obviously you want to be getting, when you go forward like that so aggressively, you need a lot of stuff in support. You don't want to just...
True. That's what I'm saying. If you had, say, I don't know what else, but like 3 units that were moving up and tying stuff up.
You can have Alpha Legion Berserkers, for example. You can have Alpha Legion that can have, have Berserkers, have a 20-man Alpha Legion Khorne Berserker unit starting moving on. I've done that before anyway, and then you warp time them after, and then all of a sudden you're closing down the lines.
Because I think that is one of the big problems with Chaos, which this book has gone a long way to helping, is actually getting the close combat stuff to get in combat. Like when it's been deep strike, and it's always been a struggle from deep strike to actually make the charges. It's been a struggle to actually get them up the board without them dying and stuff like that. So it is nice. Obviously, forward operatives has always been there, but it's nice that there's more stuff like with the conceal as well. It's an easier way of being able to protect stuff to get them up the board and get them into combat.
Yeah. So the thing is with this, obviously, this is what I was saying to you about multiple builds. So you could have Alpha Legion, Death Guard, and then Iron Hands have got a similar ability as well. Iron Warriors, sorry, not Imperial scum. Iron Warriors. So you could have 3 key units that can't be targeted.
Yeah.
So you could use this stratagem on one.
Powder Flies,
and then you could use the Iron Warriors one as well, which is pretty similar. So you could have 3 key units that can't be targeted.
Really nice.
In the same army, that'd be really strong. Coming up the board. Thunder Fire Cannons can't shoot them because they can't target them. That could be really strong, something like that. Because we're never going to shoot Space Marines because they're so strong at shooting, and they just give little tricks to just
Which I like the fact that I don't think Chaos should be able to outshoot them. I think Chaos are a bit more about getting into combat, but Chaos should have the tools to get into combat.
I agree. It does give us some, there's still
Oh, don't get me wrong. Chaos should still be able to shoot. I just don't think, like historically they've always been worse at shooting than the Imperium. Than
I
Space.
agree.
Yeah.
If the army went shooting, I wouldn't. If the codexes went geared towards shooting, I'd probably drop them because it just takes the fun out of it for me.
Yeah,
I know some like the shooting, but I just like the combat, the sidekick. I like all the little movements and the plays you can do with sidekicks and stuff like that.
And then a little bit of shooting to back it up.
Yeah, of course, you always need that little bit, don't you?
Yeah.
And this is crazy like me, and you just take a load of greater demons, but
yeah, I love this. The next stratagem, this sabotage armory.
Oh, it's good. Yeah.
Auto exploding a vehicle on a free up basically is like making your opponent auto explode their vehicle on a free up is massive, I think.
Yeah, just suicide something up the board. You want something that explodes big though. You want like something that explodes D6.
No, but I mean, is to explode their vehicle.
Oh, sorry.
So for instance, if your obliterators take out a repulsor or in a castle, say you're playing Iron Hands, which they love a castle, or Imperial Fists, you take out something like a repulsor, D6 damage to everything there.
Oh, do you know what? I hadn't even read that one. I just skimmed over it. I actually thought it was blow up your own vehicle.
No, it's blow up theirs. Yeah, so you're sabotaging their vehicle. So on a free up, they're blowing up. It's really nice.
That is really nice. Yeah, you got something like Baneblade or something sitting there. Has a knight got a vehicle keyword?
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. So you can shoot the knight and blow up their knight.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, there's so much good stuff in here. Scramble coordinates. Well, scramble coordinates down the bottom.
Yeah.
Basically, use this stratagem in your opponent's movement phase when an enemy unit is set up on the battlefield as reinforcements, but before it's just a 12-inch area denial, basically.
Oh, which is nice.
Which is really good.
So you're playing that as well as it's a reactive thing. So as they go to set it up, you get to play that and go, no, you have to be 12 inches away.
Exactly. So they don't get there. People are gonna learn about it. They'll come.
Yeah. But it's still then, even with something like White Scars where I can give it +2 to charge. If you had a chaplain, you could give it +4 to charge, but it's still then an 8-inch charge. Do you know what I mean? You're still back to almost where you were at the beginning,
Raven Guard as well, like because they're ambush and all that. So that's really good.
That's really nice. I like that. It's a very nice defensive power for
them. To be honest, all of these are fantastic. Every single one of them.
What's the infiltration one?
I'm just looking at this one. Ambush. So this is another one I like. So see ambush 2 CP.
Yeah.
So select one Alpha Legion unit from your army with an 18 of the unit to shoot, and if the unit was as if it was the shooting phase. So, but specifically it says Alpha Legion unit, doesn't say Alpha Legion infantry unit.
Yeah.
So an Alpha Legion Kaitan or.
So it's basically an all-spec scan.
Yeah, with 18-inch range, but if you imagine something with a lot of guns on it.
Yeah.
Like a Lord of Skulls, you could take an Alpha Legion Lord of Skulls.
Yeah. Or, even if it's Alpha Legion Obliterators.
Yeah.
That would be gross. 18 inches, and then you don't even get a -1 either.
No, because
to hit.
Obliterators, if you take the devastation battery as well, so that's a vigilance detachment, they get to. So if you don't go first, at the end of your opponent's movement phase, you get to shoot for 2 CP. So you get obliterators shooting for 2 CP there, and then at the end, if they try and drop something in,
you got another 2 CP.
Another 2 CP shooting again with 3 obliterators again.
Yeah. It's really nice.
And you can't shoot them obliterators because they're sitting there concealed.
I mean, to be honest, you don't want to be dropping anything in within 18 inches of anything that's got shooting like obliterators against Alpha Legion, because you'll just be like, well, that unit's gone. Because anything you're going to deep strike, it will be dead. It will be dead. Like 3 obliterators are just going to absolutely annihilate anything you're dropping in there.
Yeah, and things you can use. I'm sure you can use things like Veterans of the Long War because obviously it's acts as if it was a shooting phase, and that's massive. That's really good. And if we go over to the relics now.
Yeah, I was just going to say Feigned Retreat. I quite like. You can fall back with an Alpha Legion unit, and you can still shoot.
I like that one. That's really good. But the only thing is with that is in competitive play, you normally find that people are not silly enough to let you fall back if they can help it. Like, you can't fall back. Like, for example, you've got a unit of 3 obliterators wrapped.
Yeah.
If they're charged, they're wrapped. They can't fall back anyway because they can't physically move out.
Yeah, but for instance, because obliterators are quite good in combat now. So
Yeah, they are.
If you charge something, say, and you've done a lot of damage to it with your obliterators, and then you were like, I don't really want to leave them in combat just to finish off a couple of more guys. I prefer to pull them out, shoot at something else, and then someone else can shoot them. Do you know what I mean? Something like that.
There's no penalty to it as well, and it's only 1 CP.
Yeah, I think it's really nice. Also, I want to mention the We Are Alfarius because I think that's cool.
Yeah, that is cool. It's cool.
So it's just 1 CP stratagem, and basically you can just keep swapping your warlord, and it just keeps changing.
It's massive in ITC as well. Like if they've got Kingslayer or something like that.
Yeah, Kingslayer or
on your warlord, Kingslayer on your warlord or something like that. Or
old school.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really nice.
I like that. The relics.
Yep.
To be honest, I haven't had too much chance to read the relics on these. I had a quick glance through, but nothing to me screamed out like, "Oh my god, I got to take that relic."
Yeah, I mean, Viper's Bite looks alright.
Sorry. Mind Veil. This one did. Sorry, I did see this one.
Yeah.
So this is charge 3d. Sorry, not charge. Movement of 3d6, but basically you can move over everything. So this model's move characteristic is equal to the result. In the movement phase, a model with this relic can move across the model and terrain as if it were not there. So that is models. And obviously charge phase, move over models.
Yeah, so you can move over models in the charge phase as well. So you're basically giving it fly.
Pretty much, but it's actually giving it. Obviously, it wouldn't be able to charge flyers still.
No.
But say you've got like a 6 foot a wall in the middle, and you're a disco lord, because a disco lord would normally have to go around it. You just steam straight through it.
And also, you come up against, for instance, I don't know, let's just say guard.
Yeah.
And they've got their screen in front of their tank, and your disco lord can just charge over it. You don't have to.
Exactly.
You don't have to charge into chaff. You can actually get to the target you want to get to.
Yeah, Ollie did say. So our friend Ollie, he did say a good one with this. He said about putting it on with someone to keep a character that's slow anyway. So like
like a Terminator, something in Terminator armor that's
sorcerer or someone that uses an aura to keep up with someone else, like a disco lord that what's the Master of Possession? That's it.
Yes, yeah.
You could put it on that, and it would obviously keep up with the disco lord for its aura. Or you could put it on what's it called? The guys that put the prayers out.
The Dark Apostles.
Yeah, Dark Apostle, that's it, yeah. You put on a Dark Apostle, and you could be going out up to 18 inches, plus your advance, so you could be getting where you need him to be.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. Yeah. Well done, Ollie. Well done, Ollie. Good thinking.
We'll go over to the next one, though. It's got to turn
I was just going to say, Viper's Bite looked it's just as a little extra. The rapid fire, it's basically a combi bolt with strength 5 -3/2 damage.
Yeah, it's nice. I like that.
It's quite nice. It's like, the -3 is you're putting most things either onto their invuln or 6 up type save, 2 damage. You'll be killing intercessors with it. You're killing Primaris. Nice.
Yeah, definitely. That's a nice one, actually. I do like that.
So next up, Iron Warriors.
Iron Warriors. I like these as well. There's some really good ones. And there's some really good warlord traits as well. But the one I like is Bastion.
Yep.
So when resolving an attack, basically, armor penetration characteristic of 1, the friendly Iron Warriors units within 6 receive the benefit of cover, and the weapon is treated as characteristic 0. Thing is, there's not that much AP1 about, because Marines are AP2, but there's a stratagem in here that reduces AP again by 1.
Yeah.
So you could stack both of them on each other. So say you shot me with a assault cannon, Iron Hand's assault cannon at -2, but take it back down to AP0 if you combine this stratagem and this warlord trait.
Okay. So if you had that, and you say this, I don't know, you had obliterators or terminators.
Yeah, or just anything, just havocs. Havoc.
Are they going to be back to like their cover save or their armor save? Yeah.
Yeah, back to 2 up, because one thing Space Marines have got a massive.
Oh, because this is ignoring the -1 plus giving you a cover save.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
No, this gives you So armor, so it's the same as salamanders. You know salamanders, AP1.
Yeah, you're ignoring the AP1, but you're also giving it a cover. You also gets a cover save.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's really, really strong.
Yeah, nice.
But because there's not a lot of AP1, but there is. But there's more AP2 about than AP1 in Space Marines because they've got AP1 anyway.
Because of the doctrines.
Yeah, and obviously with the stratagem, it's reducing their AP by 1 again. So that's quite a nice one.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
Siege Master, when resolving an attack, basically re-roll 1s to wound within
Which
6.
Is nice, really nice.
It's really nice, yeah. The only thing is the Siege Breaker cohort. The Siege Breaker cohort stratagem.
Well, that's only on Iron Warriors, Havocs, or vehicles.
Yeah, but as I was saying, the Siege Breaker cohort gives you re-roll 1s to wound anyway. Devastation Battery, sorry.
On the Vigilus, yeah.
And believe me, with Iron Warriors, you're going to be taking that every single time.
Yeah.
So many good combos in here for that.
Yeah.
So there's a 5-up, feel no pain. It's not bad, but yeah, it's not something I'd waste on a Warlord.
Iron without, yeah. So moving on to strats.
Yeah, stratagems.
What have you got for us
Iron with him, Iron without, which is the generic one from the Warlord trait. From the Codex.
Yeah.
So remember that one is because I've got a little combo. So it's just a 6-up, feel no pain when you're targeted. So where is the one I was talking about? Oh yeah, go Dower Duty. So third one down.
Yep, got it.
Yeah. So use units from your army. An Iron Warriors unit from your army is chosen. Target of an attack until the end of the phase. When resolving an attack with a ranged weapon against this unit, you worsen the armor penetration characteristic of the weapon by 1 for an attack. So AP1.
So it does make it, and it actually says, and then it becomes AP -1. So then it does work for that Warlord trait. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, really nice.
But also Overwatch and things like that as well. If you want to take a bit of that edge off, Overwatch.
Yeah.
One. But my favourite one, without a doubt, is Cannon Fodder.
All right. Yeah.
They're all good, but this one, I love this one. So basically, you got 3 obliterators.
Yeah.
And you've got 30 cultists in front of them. You can't target the obliterators until the 30 cultists are dead. And then you can tie the traitors, the cultists back. You can do loads of tricks with this. But my idea with this one is you put the 3 obliterators and the 30 cultists in front, and then you put Iron within, Iron without on them when they're targeted. You've got 6-up, feel no pain. And then you make them Zeech, and you put Weavers of Fate on the cultists.
Yeah.
So you got a 5-up invod on them cultists and a 6-up, feel no pain.
Oh, okay. Makes them a lot more durable.
Exactly, and so you sort of like you sit, and then you take Abaddon as well, because obviously Abaddon makes Heretic Astartes fearless.
Yeah.
So Iron Warriors get fearless anyway, but cultists don't get it.
Yeah.
So obviously you got 30 cultists with a 5-up invod, 6-up, feel no pain, and you just literally cannot target the obliterators until they're advanced.
Really nice.
Back, you just spend CP and just bring them all back again.
Yeah. I love it. Brilliant.
I never normally want to waste a good power like that on 30 cultists, but for me, if it's giving me an extra 10 more saves, because they're just going to die to AP2, cultists are just going to fall down.
Yeah.
Because then you got they got 5-up save cultists, 6-up.
But to be honest, if you're keeping, like, for instance, 3 obliterators alive, 3 obliterators, that's 345 points.
45 points.
Yeah, so lots of points in 3 obliterators. So spending them if them cultists keep them alive for 2 more turns, do you know what I mean? That's huge. That could win you the game. With the sort of fire output that obliterators can give, that's huge.
They've got a stratagem in here, basically, just re-roll all the dice for obliterators, all the D3s.
Oh, yes.
That's nice. Insane.
Yeah.
That is
really
absolutely. So you take them as Devastation Battery. So you're shooting anything that's coming near, because obviously you get to shoot at the end of the opponent's movement phase.
Yeah.
I think it's the end of the movement phase, or the start of the shooting phase. So you just blow them off the board that way, and you're re-rolling all the D3, because you could use it as if it's the shooting phase.
Yeah.
And then you've got 30 cultists sitting in front of you. You can tie the traitors and just obliterate everyone. That's just really, really strong.
And you can use make them Slanesh, fire twice.
Yeah, fire twice. Yeah, fire twice. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that is a lot of fire output from them obliterators. You're firing them 3 times a turn.
That's like mental. They're veterans of the long war because they're infantry, so you can veterans of the long war with them.
Yeah.
And devastation battery, you're re-rolling ones to wound, I think.
I mean, to be honest, you could really build a list around them cultists and 3 obliterators. Like,
yeah, that's why 3 obliterators sitting right behind me. So,
I mean, that's some serious fire output that you can get from those obliterators, and then cultists just taking that fodder, or being the fodder. Sorry.
Yeah, and then obviously you've got the stratagem for the -1 AP on the obliterators. So all of a sudden, your obliterators, if they're in cover and you're using that stratagem, they're extremely hard to kill anyway.
Yeah.
4 wounds, toughness 5 with a 2-up save.
Yeah. That's mental. That's really nice. That's a great combo.
That is, yeah, I like that one. To be honest, there's some other good ones in here. Where do I see?
What, for strats?
Yeah, strats. Well, so I did like the bottom one, bitter and night.
Enmity, yeah.
Yeah, enmity. That's it. Yeah, sorry. Basically against Imperial Fists.
Yeah. I like it. A little bit of grudge
everywhere at the moment.
Yeah.
So it's like, I know it's like one of the fluffy stratagems, but actually it's quite competitive at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, you can re-roll the hit rolls and the wound rolls in melee against Imperial Fist. That's huge. Like, re-rolling all hits and all wounds. That's massive.
Yeah. When 20% of the meta at most tournaments is Imperial Fist or Iron Hands.
Yeah.
It's worth it. So.
Yeah. And then the Tank Hunters one was quite nice. Use it in the shooting or the fight phase when you choose an Iron Warriors unit from your army, excluding cultists. To shoot or fight with, select one enemy vehicle unit. Until the end of the phase, when resolve an attack by a model with an Iron Hands unit against selected unit, you can re-roll the wound roll, which is huge. Re-roll the wound roll is massive.
Yeah, so on like Havocs or something like that, so you can put your las cannons, D6, then you roll. So I remember a time someone played me and he rolled 4 las cannons at me. I failed all the armor saves and he rolled the damage. It was like 6.
Yeah.
But like that stratagem would have just literally.
Well, that's re-roll the wound rolls, not the damage.
Oh, there's one that re-rolls the damage though.
Is there?
Yeah. There's one that yeah, you go. I forget what it's called now.
Methodical Annihilation.
Just re-roll the.
Oh yeah, it is Methodical Annihilation. When resolving an attack made by a model in that unit, you can re-roll the damage roll.
Yeah. So you re-roll the damage die and the type of the weapon as well.
Yes, yeah.
So you can re-roll, say it was, for example, D3 shots, you could re-roll the D3 number of shots.
Yeah, so say if it was possessed with their, not that they're going to re-roll the damage roll, but do you know what I mean? That sort of
the type, I know what you're saying, yeah.
Or if it was Demolisher Cannon, like D6 shots, you could re-roll the amount of shots and then re-roll the damage. That would be really nice, actually, on like that sort of.
It does say in the front book as well, obviously Demolisher Cannons are going up to D6 as well. Obviously I knew that anyway, and it was in the FAQ, but they've just said, put it in a little print here, so Demolisher Cannons at D6 damage.
Well, what is it? They're on Vindicators.
Yeah, Vindicators,
yeah. So yeah, if you could have that on a Vindicator, that's nice. But yeah, I think re-rolling the damage roll is huge. Re-rolling the wound roll is re-rolling wound rolls is just massive. I think imagine doing that on a night. You know, you re-rolling the wound rolls on a night. But I mean, I suppose you could either play that or vets. You could play that both that and vets if you were trying to get the damage down. But But yeah,
there's many different things you could do. Because obviously we've got loads of ways of getting pluses to wound. Because we've got a prayer that's +1 to wound as well, and then obviously veterans as well. So you could easily get wounded on 2s with heavy weapons. And re-rolling 1s as well. So Iron Warriors really fluffy and strong as well. Definitely really good. There's a couple of good relics. Nothing that it's just one that replaces a power mole.
Yeah.
Sea break base. It just basically got 2 profiles, but I like it because it's ×2 strength -3 D6 damage.
Oh yeah.
And roll 2 dice to determine the damage inflicted as well.
Oh, nice.
You can only make 2 attacks, but like on a warp spiff or something like that. On someone with a power mole.
Yeah.
So like a character like
Isn't it Dark Apostles or is it Dark Apostles that can take mauls? I'm sure Dark Apostle can take a maul.
Yeah, I think a Dark Apostle. But actually, I think a lot of things can take a power maul. Actually, I think Terminators can take a.
Yeah, well, it says or a Cursed Crozius. So yeah, I'm sure it's the Apostle. Yeah. So yeah, that's nice. Any others jump out at you?
Yeah, this one. So in the shooting phase, basically anyone within 9 of your warlord, someone with this relic, it's like Mortarin's exploding ability is the easiest way to explain it. On a 4/5, they take D3 mortal wounds, and on a 6, they suffer 3 mortal wounds.
Oh, that's not naughty. What's the range of it?
9. It's enemy vehicles though, within 9, but you get someone in the middle of something. You know, load of vehicles.
There's a lot of vehicles about nowadays.
Yeah. But it also, as well, it's not limited. So it's in the shooting phase, a model with this relic. So that's actually in your and your opponent's phase.
No, it says in your shooting phase.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
But it's not limited to units within 9 inches. It's not limited to the amount. You go into an Iron Hands castle, Imperial Fist castle, with all of their, not so much Imperial Fist, because I think Imperial Fist leaning towards infantry, but Iron Hands with all their dreadnoughts and vehicles. You know, you walk into the middle of that, just throwing out mortal wounds before you've even started shooting.
Yeah,
it's really.
There's some good weapons in here and that, but there's nothing that jumps out at me like, wow, I must take it straight away.
Right. What's the Techno Venomous Mecha Tendrils? Any good?
3 additional attacks when the weapon chooses. Yeah, you put it on a Warp Smith, so you put it on you can put it obviously on a disco.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't waste it on a disco because you want something else on a disco, really. The disco is always really good anyway at killing everything. So
it's not usually making the discos. You don't really need to buff the disco in its killing ability. You need to make it more survivable, really.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, disco can already be like go Super Saiyan, can't it? So
yeah. So next up we have the Emperor's Children.
Yeah, another good one.
The Chaos faction that I play.
Oh, you got Emperor's Children? Yeah. There's loads of ones in here.
So what have you got for me then, Tom? What have you got?
It's just basically the Lords. You can make some really, really good Smash Lords of Emperor's Children. Because, I was saying to you about, there's only one good Warlord trait. If you can take the best Warlord trait, every single time, if you've got Emperor's Children, you're going to take the Ignore Overwatch. There's one to Ignore Overwatch. Trying to find where it is now.
Yeah. Loathsome Grace isn't bad either. If you could take more than one Warlord trait, I know you can't, but if you could, you can re-roll the dice so the Warlord makes a charge move or heroic intervention, add 1 to the strength and attacks characteristic until the end of the subsequent fight phase. It's very much like the Imperium Sword, which is a nice Warlord trait. But like you say, the Ignoring Overwatch.
Where is that one? Ignore Overwatch. It is Emperor's Children, isn't it?
Or is that a relic?
Oh, it's a relic. That's it. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, yeah. So Loathsome Grace might be a nice Warlord trait to take in terms of getting the extra strength, the extra attack.
Yeah, I thought it was Warlord trait. Sorry, yeah, it's a relic. That's it. So yeah, that's even better because you can take 3 relics. So add 1 to your attack characteristic is nice. But you don't want to be suffering damage though. So
there's a reduced damage by 1.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, but that is nice.
You've got to subtract 1 from the hit roll, but it's only within 3 inches.
To be honest, with Chaos with their Warlord though, it's always going to be something that's quite squishy and it's going to die.
Yeah.
So I always go for the maximum amount of damage I can put out rather than the maximum amount of survive that I can do.
Yeah, like I'm usually taking a Demon Prince as my Warlord because you can buff them and make them pretty offensive.
Yeah. Especially if you want that Emperor's Children relic, which is Ignore Overwatch. So if you're going to take a Warlord trait from there, you want to be able to kill as much as you can when I get in.
Yeah.
So I like Faultless Duelist, so D3 extra attacks. That's really nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
Combined with the Talons. So it's, go back about the Slanesh Talons. With D3 attacks, you've got 5. So a Lord charging in, he's got 5 attack space because hateful assault, plus D6 from the demon weapon, and plus D3. And then you get diabolic strength on him as well for an extra attack. Veterans of the Long War, prescience. So you're looking at, I don't know, 15 attacks, death to false emperor on a 5 with ignore and overwatch.
Yeah. That's pretty offensive, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
I will say as well, one thing about like the new codexes and then all of these extra rules coming through from Cyclic Awakening, it does actually make it really hard to remember all of the rules from every different army. And because you go into a competitive game and you're like, okay, yeah, I know some of the things, you know, but then there's so many different combinations now that you have to try and protect yourself against. It's actually really hard to try and protect yourself against from all to know all these rules to protect yourself, you know?
So you've got, the thing is, obviously, I know Chaos well, but the armies of play, obviously this book I've only read it for a few hours and had a little look online. I'd advise anyone to read this cover to cover, you know?
Yeah.
Everything in it, because it is, especially Chaos players that want to know this book inside out, because there's so many good combos, but it's so different to what we've normally been playing, so you need to know it well.
Yeah.
So study it, you know, I'll be reading this for a...
And like you say, there's just so much in there, and like in terms of different combos and different things you can do. And you haven't just got to think about this; you've got to think about the Chaos Space Marine book. You've got to think about the Demon Codex book. Yeah. You know, all of these things can buff, and that's what I love about Chaos is Chaos is really meant to soup. You know, and I really like that.
This has given us more soup options. In fact, it's forced your hand at soup, but obviously because like word bearers. Obviously, they're opening up demons as well and stuff like that. So obviously their buffs slide in. So all of a sudden you've got to take into account your demon powers, your demon, you know, your heralds, all your abilities to buff demons. You know, like for example, I'm thinking of taking Be'lakor at the moment and incorporating him in with this book as well, because he gives all demons reroll ones, and obviously if you've got something with a demon keyword, he's giving reroll ones.
Yeah. Is that reroll ones to wound?
No, to hit. But he just says reroll ones to demon units. So literally anything that's demons will be rerolled on ones from him.
Ah, okay.
And he's -5. His sword's -5 flat 3 damage. Good in the current meta.
Yeah.
So combined with the deliveries in this book, it's good.
So the Emperor's Children's stratagems.
Sorry, I was going off topic there. The stratagems are all good. I love it.
My favourite, just before you get on, is definitely Honor the Prince. It's where you can basically swap one of your charge dice for just a 6.
Yeah.
It makes charging almost a guaranteed charge.
But you can have a guaranteed charge. If you take the Host Raptoral, you're +2 to charge. And then you're guaranteed.
Yeah, and then because even if you roll 2 1s, +2 makes it 3, then the 6, you're in. Yeah, you know. But even if you weren't going to take that, even if you wanted to do it on a unit of Terminators, you still only have to roll 1 3 on 2 dice.
This actually, so I love Terminators. They're my favourite unit in 40k, especially Chaos ones. And but this actually gives us some good play with Terminators. I'm hoping they're going to come down a little bit, but you can have some really good Terminators in it.
Either come down a bit or get like an extra wound or something. They need something.
Yeah, definitely. Because the amount of 2-up save everyone's got now, Marines can just get 2-up save for the fun of it with all stealthy and that. So it sort of makes like Terminators sort of like, you know, just that little bit.
Yeah.
But with combat
elixirs,
I love it. It's great. It's really cool.
You can only do it to one unit, can't you?
I know. So that sort of thing. Do you pay the 2 CP and put it on a Lord? And it's like, if you for 1 extra attack for 2 CP, but you could possibly like put it on a Prince with +2 to move or something like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Terminators or Possessed, something that's going to get
that's what I'd do. I mean, you could even make something. I like the +1 toughness. If you want to make something more durable, but I really like the +1 attack, because I think with Emperor's Children, what you want to do is you want to be getting things into combat. And I mean, although you could make noise if you had like a unit of Noise Marines, You want to make them toughness 5. That makes them far more durable.
Yeah.
And we'll go on to talk about the strap for them as well. It makes them far more durable. And if you've got like a big unit of 10 Noise Marines, I think that could be worth it.
You take 20-man unit of Noise Marines, I think.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, because so the Rubrics, Plague Marines, and the Khorne Berserkers can all go up to 20-man.
Oh, wow.
So you got a 20-man unit of Noise Marines with toughness 5, sitting in cover, and then you put Delightful Agonies on it for a 5 up Feel No Pain.
Yeah, yeah.
You do other things like what's it called? So you'd even probably consider Priest for a prayer for -1 on them because you want to keep them alive.
Yeah. And then obviously you've got them as Slanesh because they're Emperor's children.
Yeah, they've got to be stuck to Slanesh, shouldn't they?
Yeah, and then you've got shoot twice with them, and you've got where is it? Where is
frequencies? It is.
Oh yeah, excruciating frequencies. Yeah, which is add 1 to the strength and the damage characteristic of Blast Masters, Sonic Blasters, and Doom Sirens, which is really nice.
So Ollie sent me Ollie again. Shout out Ollie. So he's my fellow Chaos schemer. Got 120 attacks, firing twice, strength 5, damage 2, and obviously with the Blast Masters and the Sonic Blasters, that's mental. That is really good.
Because I mean the Sonic Blasters, or no, the Blast Masters, sorry, the D3 damage. So you're getting D3 plus 1 damage, minus whatever it is, 3 or 2, 1 or 2. But they're ignoring cover as well.
Sonic Blasters are no AP though, are they?
Yeah, Sonic Blasters are no AP, but all of them ignore cover.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah. So especially with all of the there's so much ways to get cover now in terms of things in like Space Marine books. Also, what's the thing you can do before the game? Prepare positions.
Yeah. There's so much stealthy stuff. That's the problem. There's so much stuff with 2-up saves sitting about.
Yes, and then so it would be nice if you gained AP, but I think the extra damage is just huge as well. Like especially when you've got a load of Space Marines like Primaris, which are 2 wounds. You know, you're just, or even if it's you're firing at aggressors or Centurions, you know, you only need a couple of them to get through on Centurions. You've taken out a Centurion, you know, and especially with that sort of volume of dice.
It's just weighted dice. Just weighted dice kills anything in this game. We all know.
Yeah.
I know that well. Believe me.
Yeah. With
shot down by guardsmen, shot down by first rank fire, second rank fire many times. But the only problem with it is that just delivery system of them Noise Marines is just a problem because there's no way in any of these Emperor's Children stratagems to protect them. In
terms of deep striking them.
As in, like, you know, the shenanigans you could do with the Iron Warriors and the Alpha Legion. You know, you can't make them so that you can't be targeted.
No, but there is. Was there a redeploy that I saw? I might be making that up.
I don't think so. Oh, sorry. Remove from the battlefield and set up again in the following usual deployment turn. Use stratagem at the start of the first battle round before the first turn begins.
Is that? Yeah.
You just redeploy. So you just redeploy.
Yeah. No. It's not. You're not. But what I'm saying is, if you deploy and then you think, you know, maybe you could redeploy them out of line of sight, so they're not going to get smashed turn 1. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. The thing is, Thunderfire cannons will just mince them. But that's the problem. Thunderfire cannons. Every time I look at something, I think, right, Thunderfire cannon, because I know it's silly, but they're so strong in competitive play. Everyone is running them.
They are too cheap for what they're doing.
And also, you can't even get hold of the models hardly at all no more. They're fine cast. They're like £500 from Forge World. It's just like, if you've got them sitting around and you can think of a way to deliver them. You know, you want to fly them up the board in a Rhino or like the Forge World.
Yeah, I've got 10 Noise Marines, but yeah.
But that's good. Don't get me wrong, that is really strong, and that makes Noise Marines worth taking.
Yeah, 100%, and that's what I mean. And that's a great little combo there and the stuff you were saying about making them -1, about you could make them toughness.
-1, toughness 5, 2 up saving cover and 5 up feel no pain. They will hang about for. They will really hang about.
Yeah, especially if you've got 20 of them. You've got to get through a lot there with 20 of them. And there is that rumor that cult Marines, so your rubrics, your plague, your noise means, and your berserkers are going to go up to 2 wounds, but
I don't know. I don't know if I believe it, because then if they do that, they'd have to put Terminators up to 3 wounds because they couldn't. But I
still rumors.
hope so.
Rumors. Yeah.
The rumours are floating wild at the moment, aren't they?
They are. So next up, we've done the stratagems.
Yeah, to be honest, they're all good, these stratagems in here. So there's just one for -1 AP, -3 AP in combat.
A strat or a relic?
On a roll of a 6. No, so it's a cruel duelist 1 CP. So it's not bad, but unmodified 6s, and I'm like, look at that and think, there's not really much weight.
You don't like the unmodified, do you? Because you love to buff it.
I love going mental with 3 up, 4 ups. Them up. So obviously, no Overwatch is the relic for me here. It's fantastic. Chaos have struggled for so long with Overwatch. We've always had Warp Talons, but we've never had a way of delivering them.
Yeah.
And having that on a relic, you can just fly a prince up the board behind the screen or behind something and go, right, the tail gun line, that's just going to cause mayhem. That really is. Yeah.
No, it's really, really nice. The only thing that they don't have is the Emperor's Children. They don't have a way to stop people from falling back, do they?
No, this is what I'm saying, but you obviously combine it with other.
Yeah, so if you combine it with like Night Lords, whatever, you stop someone from falling back, or.
Yeah, so you'd have like Night Lords and Emperor's Children, and then you'd have this relic, and then some Night Lords Warp Talons.
Yeah.
You're getting one charge in it. You couldn't take the Vigilist detachment on both.
No, but I don't think you'd need to.
No, you wouldn't, because you're getting a flat roll of a 6 here anyway with the deep strike. But you just have one walking up the board and one deep striking in. A tail gun line are just going to think, oh dear, what am I going to do?
Yeah, because they're just going to get they can't Overwatch. And you say that a tail gun line, an iron hands, because iron hands are Overwatching on 5s, can be 4s. So they're going to be struggling. Imperial Fists have now got the option to Overwatch on 5s. The ignoring Overwatch is so big now for combat armies. So big.
Massive. But as a Chaos player, I've really, really struggled with Overwatch. It's been massive. I know you can charge out a line of sight and stuff, but if you're charging a gun line, he's sitting up on top of a hill, you ain't getting out of line of sight. And it's like, what do you do? And you just eat everything. And
it really depends on it's really situational on terrain and stuff to try and charge stuff out of line of sight.
Yeah, and you've got to have small models as well. Like, say you're charging with a small model. If you've got a large model like me, like with Mortarian, there's never going to avoid Overwatch, is he? So.
There was one thing I did like was the priest model with Dark Boss or whatever. Once battle, instead of chanting a prayer, a model with this relic can broadcast the remnant of Mara Vigilia until the end of that battle round. When resolving an attack by a model in a friendly Emperor's Children unit within 6 inches of a model with this relic, you can re-roll wound roll. So if you had, 6 obliterators or obliterators and havocs, some sort of nice shooting castle, and you use that, especially if you go turn 1 or turn 2, whenever you get and you find some juicy targets, that could be really, really nice.
So you got as well, because obviously all this stuff applies to the Forge World stuff. So it's interesting times for Chaos, because we haven't got things like repulsors and that, but we've got some really good shooting in the Forge World books. Really good. But if the points come down, we'll be laughing, on some of them, because we've got some really strong shooting units in the Forge World books. And obviously all of them can be Legion.
Yeah. So if we move on to the next one the last one, which is World Eaters.
I apologise quickly to say, if I've skipped anything or missed anything, it's like OP. Don't just.
No. We're just going through things that you've talked about.
Going through this book, I've only read it, briefly. But these are things that just jump out to me. So World Eaters are my favourite. Fluffy, I love them, but they're probably the weakest in the book, unfortunately, because they have not got that delivery system.
No.
And they've not got that, you can't target me. The but there's some great fluffy stuff in here. And if you did get in, you're killing everything.
Yeah. So Warlord traits.
Where is the one? It's called now. Oh yeah, add D3 to the Warlord's attack characteristic. Arch Slaughterer. That's nice.
Yeah, nice.
Obviously, World Eaters, they kill everything anyway.
Yeah.
I like that one. Obviously on a Lord with a relic with the World Eaters, you know, the Axos.
The demon weapon. Yeah.
2 damage plus D3 attacks as well. That's nice. That's really nice.
Good.
You've got True Berserker, half damage in melee, which is really, really good. But for me, World Eaters is more about how much I can kill. I just want to be able to kill as much as I can.
Yeah. So what's that one?
True Berserker.
Oh yes, nice.
5.
Yeah, half any damage. Yeah, it's really strong.
But there is one in here which is the best, to be honest, competitively. Is where is it? Add one to your advanced charge.
Add one to advanced charge. Oh yes, violent urgency.
That's probably the most competitive. He's obviously coming down from Deep Strike with Terminators or coming in with Berserkers out of the drill.
Yeah.
You got go, have you?
Huh?
You got someone calling you?
I know.
Obviously, you get +1 to it, so you got 8 Terminators coming down, 10 Terminators coming down. Need an 8-inch charge. Re-rolling.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
And obviously you're advancing as well, you Berserkers and that, because they've got a strategy in here. But that's what I would take in a competitive choice. They also got a 6-inch heroic intervention as well, which is nice because you always catch people off guard with that.
Yeah.
The amount of people that forget about that is unbelievable.
Who has a 6-inch heroic intervention?
Battle Lust.
Oh yes, yeah, really nice.
Yeah, you always catch people off a good one with that.
Nice. So moving on to stratagems.
Oh, lovely stratagems. I love every single one of them. They're all good, but I just go over. My battery's running out, so I'll.
Yeah, no worries.
So 4-up deny, really good. Like the 4-up deny. Come over from the deck. Solid choice.
Essential. Yeah.
But my favourite one is Red Butchers. So basically, World Eaters, Terminators, add 1 to strength, and they get the Blood for the Blood God rule. Fight again.
Nice.
At the bottom.
Yeah.
That is insane. So combo you can do with that is like 10 Lightning Claw Terminators. Because they're World Eaters, they get 4 attacks with 2 attacks Terminators, 1 for Lightning Claws, 1 for Hateful Assault, 1 for 1 for World Eaters, 1 for Hateful Assault, 1 for Lightning Claws, and 2 for Profile. So they're 5 attacks apiece.
Nice.
Strength 5. Reroll into wound. And there's another stratagem in here as well. You can increase the armor penetration by 1. So there'd be AP 3. And then there's another stratagem in here with Death to the False Emperor on a 5+. You get prescience on them.
It's really good.
Yeah, mental. So that is so like 70-80 attacks.
And that's what you know. That's what they should be. They should be absolutely horrible in combat. You know, you know, Khorne Terminators, World Eaters. They should be absolutely destroying anything they come into combat with. You know, within reason. Definitely any sort of infantry anyway. Yeah,
definitely. Also as well, there's consolidate 6 inches as well, which is massive. You know, we're having this about obviously charging, but it's the fact you can consolidate 6 inches. So you just slaughter everything, consolidate, pile into something else, and fight again as long as you've declared it as a charge within 12.
Yeah, that's
huge. Laughing.
Yeah. That could be massive. Yeah, that could be massive. You could be tying up things with it, even if you're not fighting again, just tying up like a tank commander or something like that. You know, it could really could be massive.
But obviously, bear in mind you could fight 3 times with them Terminators as well, because you're fighting twice with Blood for the Blood God, and then the Khorne stratagem out the book.
Oh yeah.
You fight 3, so you fight 3 times. So just kill everything.
That's really nice.
That's what I'm saying to you. You want to take it with someone.
Or does it say instead of?
This unit gains the following ability: Blood for the Blood God. this unit can fight twice in the fight phase instead of only once.
So it's just gaining the berserker ability, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so then you could then make it fight again. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice.
3 times.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Lastly, relics. Or are we still on stratagems?
Sorry?
Are you still on stratagems, were you?
No. I was done with stratagems. My battery's about to run out, so.
All right. Right, we'll quickly run through relics.
So artifacts. There's a pistol I like, which is a flat 3 damage, which is nice. Crimson Killer.
Nice.
A modified wound roll of a 4, inflicts 1 mortal wound on the target as well. Could be nice. I wouldn't personally waste a relic on it, but it is good fun. Flat 3, -3, strength 9. That's a hell of a strong plasma pistol.
Yeah.
Gorefather is.
And you're doing a mortal wound on a 4+. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, there's only 1 shot though, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this is my 2 favourites: is the Gorefather and the Berserker Glaive. So basically, I can't decide between the 2. So the Gorefather is +2, -2 AP and 3 damage. 3 damage is great. +2 strength is fantastic. And then wound rolls of unmodified wound rolls of a 6 are 3 mortal wounds. That is, but not in addition. That's the only thing I don't like about it.
Yeah, you said that. Yeah.
Unmodified, and you're -1 to your hit rolls as well, so you're not even getting death to the False Emperor.
Yeah. So what about the glaive?
I like the glaive better because it just gives you flat 2, -2, strength +1, but it gives you a 5 up, feel no pain.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like that. So it's a defensive ability rather than an
it gives your warlord that bit of survivability.
Nice.
Yeah, that's it really. I can see.
Well, thanks for coming on and taking your time to go through all of the chaos madness and all the chaos combos. It's been really, really good. Just like obviously, you know far more about chaos than I do, and the different combos you can do and the different things. And like you say, you've only had it for a few hours. Like you keep reading it, you'll work out more things you can do and all that. So it's really, really nice. And obviously, like you said, we've only gone through the things that Tom's sort of seen at first glance and thought, I could do this, this, and this with it. So there is probably things that we have missed that there might be brilliant. I'm sure someone will come out with something that's amazing, some list that takes advantage of some random thing we didn't even think about.
What this book gives us is, so it gives us some counters to Marines and some survivability, and it's not perfect, but it gives us some flavour and it gives us a chance. I feel I could go to a tournament with this and stand my ground with Marines,
which is huge,
which is massive, because I feel like I've got the tricks here to think, I could get him this way, I can get him that way. He can't shoot my unit, he can't stop my charge, he can't. Which before this book just wasn't even doable, was it? I was clutching at straws, to be honest, before.
Yeah, I mean, because you've got before this book, you had like Disco Lords, but then the Thunderfire Cannon was sort of putting a stop to them.
Yeah, and they don't interact with Fly, which is massive, and terrain as well, which is why I've never been a great lover of running 3 of them, because so many points sunk up in something that Fly is so strong. It's like, that's why I like my keyword.
Yeah.
And you just sit there doing nothing against certain armies.
Yeah, so we've been on nearly 2 hours now, so it will wrap it up. But
right.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, and I hope you enjoyed, or hope you lasted this long listening to me and Tom talk chaos. And hopefully you will catch us with the next one, and we may go through the Blood of Baal. We'll see.
Yeah, Blood of Baal, yeah.
Yeah, might go through that and have a look at some of the new. If there's enough stuff, we think there's enough stuff, and there might be some combos to talk about with, and we might go through that.
Cool.
But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
See you guys. Bye.